Hello everyone, welcome to this daily Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for Tuesday, December 20th, 2016. I'm Athen, and this channel is about using the actual constellations in the sky, known as Sidereal Astrology. If you are new, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. Alright, so today we have the moon shifting into Virgo. We'll be approaching the third quarter phase of the lunar cycle. This middle part of the week. So essentially where we're at is we're at this part of the week where it's really good to integrate a lot of the stuff that maybe came to us last week during the full moon, prolonging those things, implementing those things, and just all in all challenging ourselves to move things forward. And the reason it's like that's because the sun and moon are in a square position, which means our emotional body is in this Virgo energy, which is more about taking care of things, improving things, refinement, analyzing. It does make it a really good day for putting everything in its right place and organizing things and improving things. Now, the clash is that our conscious self, the sun, is shifting into Sagittarius, which is much more about free-spiritedness, right? This is about open mind. This is about adventure. This is about seeing possibilities. So naturally, these two signs do square each other in the Zodiac, and it's because they're very different in that regard. So the challenge here today, and I think a great way of working with it, is to see how you can cultivate both the improvement side of things. Again, the organization, whether it's self-improvement, growth, maybe it's work, things like that, and still integrate that with the free-spirited side of matters. The open-mindedness, philosophy, adventure, expanding our horizons, going for walks, whatever it is that helps us open our mind to that. And so finding the integration point really is the key, collectively and individually. And I think doing that, and at least working with it, is a great way of working with this aspect. So this is the most important aspect going on today. As you can see, we don't have any major aspects, but again, the moon squaring the sun in the third quarter phase here in the evening time. We are still coming off of this Mercury station, right? So Mercury is still very slow. Things involving the routine, things involving the correspondence, involving the communication and things like this. It is good to sort of slowly but surely go into this reworking phase, right? Editing, reconsidering some things on that level. And really what we've been collectively reconsidering and what we're reflecting on at the moment is that Sagittarius energy, is how we can tap into that open-mindedness, adventurousness, and free-spiritedness, okay? But when it does come to the day-to-day, I think it is good to bring some extra attention, allow things to slow down, and maybe start doing some editing. Asking yourself over the past 3 or 4 months, is there anything you've been working on that can now go through an editing phase? And maybe it's nothing in particular, maybe it's internal. Maybe it's a reconsideration, maybe it's a reflection. But whatever it is, good to have that adaptability, that flexibility, and extra attention on whatever it is we are doing on a daily level or that we're accustomed to, things that are automatic that we take for granted sometimes, and how we can do the maintenance, rework it, reconsider it. All right, so that's the Mercury retrograde in the early part of the day. We do have the moon going over a square with Saturn and an opposition up to Chiron in this T-square. And so this does symbolize, I think, the first half, maybe a bit of a detached feeling of matters, collectively speaking. Maybe feeling a bit like there's some healing, some things we can do to accept. And that's a great way of working with it. So I think, again, challenging ourselves to maybe be patient, take things nice and slow in the first half of the day. Maybe do some productive things that we're feeling like we might want to do. And with Chiron, doing the acceptance work. If we're feeling wounded, if we're feeling incapable or whatever it is, whatever Chiron can bring to the surface, it is good to accept. And it's through the acceptance we heal, we rejuvenate, and we're able to move forward there. So definitely a day of challenging ourselves to constructively implement things. And I think the results can be very constructive, very productive even. These kinds of aspects, the squares are really about building. They're really about long-lasting things. So it's a good day to challenge ourselves with that, again, particularly with where we can improve ourselves, our environment, our work even, and at the same time, still access that free-spirited side of ourselves, that open-mindedness, that adventurousness. And I do want to mention that as we go into towards the weekend, this holiday week, we do have Saturn trining up to Uranus. This is a very collectively significant and very powerful aspect. And in the greater scheme of things here today, in a much larger theme, this is an excellent time to be expanding upon the things that we're about. Our freedom, the things that our true self, so to speak, is wanting us to cultivate. All right, this is what Saturn trining Uranus is essentially doing, is helping us build these things that we are passionate about, that excite us, that are a reflection of who we are, and maybe changing some structures in our life to facilitate that. All right, so I think in the larger scheme of things, that's a great way of sort of seeing the theme of today, even the larger theme that yes, things are moving forward. Going into 2017, we're going to have this aspect, and it's about building things based on what we're about, based on our freedom in life, and changing some structures that can align with that. Through the changes of the structures, it can align with that. All right, so that's the day in a nutshell. Hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you again for all of your support, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Take care.